Good morning, everybody. Today's questions are who am I and where have I been and where am I going? I am Kaylee Skipper. I am 30 seconds younger than my identical twin sister. This is my best friend, the one person who has been with me since day one. She's my ride or die, the only person I could ever think about having throughout my entire life. She's my maid of honor, and I'm not even getting married yet. She's the one person who's going to be standing right here with me the rest of my life. And I screwed that up 3 years ago. My sophomore year, I got expelled. It was a rough year. We had 7 people die in 6 months. Our uncle was diagnosed with cancer, stage 4. He wouldn't live. But the most important one that we had to endure was my Mima. We lost her. And it devastated us. 7 funerals back to back to back, and this was the hardest one we had to go to. She would no longer be there when we called her in the morning. We would no longer be able to blow kisses to her. It hurt, and it was rough. In that time, I didn't know where I wanted to be. I didn't know who my friends were. I didn't know who I wanted to be. I had my sister to talk to, but she was feeling the same pain that I was. How was I supposed to tell her? She already knew. In that time, I made a bad decision. I took a wrong turn. I put myself in a position that was very questionable, and I got expelled. There was no questions asked. We didn't have an expulsion hearing. It was supposed to be kept off the books. Nobody was supposed to know. But a teacher ran her mouth, and everyone found out. I took it. I took the blame. But that didn't help when my sister had to clean up my mess. She had to listen to all the rumors of what happened. She had to deal with everything that could be or could not be true. And she had to clean up the mess I made, and I left her there to do it. I killed her, and she was mad at me. I went to alternative school. They put me in a bunch of classes, and I went through the day. I didn't ask questions. I didn't say anything. I did my work, and I went home. I went home to my best friend, who was still mad at me. But Dad got a call one day and said, "You need to pick up Kayla." And he came to the school and said, "Why am I picking my daughter up?" They said, "She's too smart to be here. We don't have the classes she needs. We can't help her. She's going to have to go to Florida virtual school." I went home that day and immediately signed up. Within 3 hours, I had 3 people tell me, "She won't do it. You can't do it. It's not possible. You cannot finish 3 credits before you return to school in January." That was August. And I told him, "There's no way that I can't. I have to. My best friend is cleaning up the mess I made. I have to do it not only for her, but for me." And I did. I went back to school, and 2 weeks later, I enrolled into enrollment, but when I made that call to figure out what I had to do, a teacher told me, "You won't go to college. You don't deserve to go to college. You won't even graduate with this class." But I did. I had to. I made that decision. I buried myself, and I dug myself out of it. I knew what I wanted to do. I graduated the top 50 of my class, and I got my best friend back. My ride or die was right there, right beside me. And she still is today. So the last question I have to answer is, where am I going? I am making myself someone I am proud of. I'm starting a business, and it should be happening in the next couple of weeks. I just have to figure out how to do it. I'm going to have a youth group business. I'm going to go to kids and tell them my story, the one I just told you. The one how I made a bad decision and I left my best friend to clean it up. The one that I fixed it for myself, but for my family as well. I am Kaylee Skipper, and I made a wrong decision. But never give up will hopefully influence many other kids that same age that I was who made a wrong turn. And hopefully, if everything goes as I want it to, it will influence at least one student to make that right choice to turn their life around. I wish someone would have told me that. But I figured out, and I'm going to tell them. So my name is Kaylee Skipper. I am the youngest twin. I left my big sister to clean up the mess I made. But I turned it around for her and for myself. So guys, remember, never give up.